Gemini isn't just a sign of duality. That's a kindergarten-level understanding of a profoundly complex system. No, you need to understand that Gemini is a storm disguised as a breeze. A gentle, curious, engaging energy that makes you feel like the most fascinating person in the world. Until you make a grave mistake. Until you cross a line. Then, the barometer drops, the sky darkens, and you learn what that breeze was hiding. Those who have made the mistake of truly hurting a Gemini know. You don't play with this fire and walk away untouched, because their intelligence, their memory, and their connection to the fundamental laws of cause and effect are unlike anything else in the zodiac. I'm Anya Sage. As a psychological astrologer, my work isn't just about reading charts. It's about decoding the human operating systems written in the stars. And Gemini's is one of the most powerful and most misunderstood of all. Today, we're going to break down exactly why hurting them is a cosmic error with inevitable consequences. I'm going to lay out the entire process from the initial wound to the final, silent checkmate. And while every reason we discuss is a critical piece of the puzzle, I want you to pay special attention to number 2. Because number 2 will leave you with a silence that says more than words ever could. Before we dive into the storm, feel free to share your zodiac sign and birth date in the comments. I love to see who is tuning in to these truths. And for those of you seeking a deeper map of your own personal cosmos, I've left a resource for you in the description. So you've done it. You've hurt them. You said the thing or did the thing. And now there's a quiet. You might mistake this quiet for forgiveness. You might think because there's no screaming match, no dramatic confrontation, that you've gotten away with it. This is your second mistake. You are not experiencing forgiveness. You are experiencing data processing. The core mystery here isn't about a loud, messy revenge. It's about that profound, terrifying silence I promised you. A quiet, cosmic reckoning you won't even realize has begun until it is far, far too late. So how does this storm gather its power? It begins not with thunder, but with silence. It begins inside the analyst's mind. First, you must understand their memory. A Gemini's mind is not like yours. They may forget where they put their keys or what they had for breakfast. That is trivial data, and it is purged. But moments of true emotional impact, words that were meant to wound, actions that revealed a person's true character, those are not forgotten. They are archived. They are stored in a protected, encrypted file with a date and timestamp. Imagine this. It's 2 years later. You're at a dinner party. Everything is pleasant. You're telling a story, and everyone is laughing. The Gemini you wronged is there, smiling along. You feel a sense of relief. It's all in the past. Then, in a lull in the conversation, they turn to you. Their expression's still perfectly pleasant, and they say, "That's interesting. It reminds me of that night in October, 2 years ago, when you told me that my ambition was unbecoming." Your exact words, I believe. And in that moment, the entire table goes cold. You feel the blood drain from your face. It wasn't a fight. It was a data retrieval. A calm, precise, and utterly devastating demonstration that nothing was ever forgotten. The file was just waiting for the right moment to be opened. In my practice, I've seen this dynamic derail relationships time and time again. It's not malice, it's data integrity. To a Gemini, your character isn't what you claim to be. It's the sum of the data you've provided. While this file is being stored, the second process begins. Silent analysis. Do not mistake their quiet for indifference. When they're quiet, they are observing. Behind a calm, even cheerful exterior, their mind is running 1,000 scenarios. They are reading between the lines of your texts. They are analyzing the hesitation in your voice. They are noting who you talk to how you stand, the things you don't say. They are gathering intel with the dispassionate focus of an intelligence agent. They are building a complete psychological profile of your intentions, your weaknesses, and your character flaws. They are not just feeling the hurt, they are mapping its source code. And this leads to the third weapon in their arsenal, their words. A Gemini's intellect is piercing. Mercury, their ruling planet, is the god of communication. When they are on your side, their words can build you up, make you feel like a genius, a hero. But when you have betrayed them, that same instrument is retuned. They will not engage in a messy, emotional shouting match. They don't need to. They have all the data. They have done the analysis. When they finally choose to speak on the pain you caused, it will be with the precision of a surgeon's scalpel. It might be a single sentence, a quiet, perfectly constructed observation that cuts straight to the bone of your biggest insecurity. It will be unforgettable. It will be the kind of truth that rings in your ears for years, because in your heart, you know it's true. They don't need to destroy you. They simply hold up a mirror and let you destroy yourself. But this internal calculus, this private, meticulous work, it isn't just for their private records. Make no mistake, a Gemini's pain will always find an audience. Sometimes they create it themselves. They are master storytellers. They can take the abstract pain you caused them and weave it into a narrative so compelling, so relatable, that it goes viral. It might be a poem, a blog post, a thread on social media. They have an innate understanding of public sentiment. They will write their story, detailing the betrayal with such artistic flair and heartbreaking honesty. Your name might not be on it, but every single detail, every nuanced cruelty you thought was a secret between the two of you will be laid bare for the world to see and sympathize with. You will read this beautiful, tragic piece of art, and you will feel the dawning, sickening horror that your private ugliness has been turned into public domain. They don't need revenge. They just need a keyboard. More often than not, however, they don't even need to do that. This is a crucial point. A mature Gemini has a deep, almost devout trust in cosmic justice, in karma. They don't need to get their hands dirty. They know that life itself will handle the consequences, and it will do it with an audience. They will retreat, focus on their own healing and growth, and simply wait. And you will notice it. Things will start to fall apart on your end. The promotion you were counting on goes to someone else. Your new relationship mysteriously sours. Your reputation takes a hit. Meanwhile, you look over and the Gemini you wronged is thriving. They got the job. They're traveling. They look happier, lighter, more radiant than ever. And the most painful part, everyone else sees it too. The universe doesn't just serve justice. It makes sure there's a sold-out crowd to witness it. But public humiliation, a viral story, karmic backlash, that's not the real punishment. That is just the overture, the true reckoning, the one I promised you, the one that lives in reason number 2, is far more personal, far more silent, and infinitely more terrifying. Because the ultimate consequence is not something they do to you. The ultimate consequence is them. They don't need to seek revenge. They just show you what losing them looks like, and this is the climax of their devastating power. It happens through what I call the Great Disappearance, an elegant erasure. There will be no fight. There will be no dramatic exit scene, no final, tearful confrontation. One day, they are simply gone. Not from the city, but from your life. They will ignore you so elegantly, so completely, that you will begin to question if you ever even existed in their world at all. Imagine you see them in a coffee shop. Your heart does a painful little leap, a flicker of hope. You think maybe You can just say hello, test the waters. You walk towards them. Your paths are about to cross. Their eyes meet yours for a fraction of a second. And in that moment, you see it. Nothing. Not anger, not sadness, not hatred, just nothing. A polite, blank, vacant registration of a physical object in their path. Their gaze slides right through you, as if you were a ghost, a pane of glass, a piece of furniture. They don't even alter their path. They just walk past you, and you are left standing there, in the middle of a crowded room, feeling more alone than you have ever felt in your life. This is the power of their invisibility cloak. The same person who once made you feel like the center of the universe, who hung on your every word, who made you feel seen in a way no one else ever had, will now make you feel completely and utterly invisible. The contrast is a form of psychological torture. You are speaking, but no sound comes out. You are standing there, but you cast no shadow in their world. So you must learn to fear their silence. When a Gemini goes silent, it is not an empty space. It is a message. It is the final, deafening conclusion of their analysis. Their silence says, I saw everything. I understood everything. I felt everything. And based on that data, I have concluded that you are no longer worthy of my energy. The door is not just closed. The entire wing of the house where you resided has been demolished. It no longer exists. That is the silence. That is the void they create. And it is colder and more final than any scream. And just when you think the void they left couldn't get any colder, you look up and you see them. This is the ironic twist, the emotional gut punch that comes after the climax. While you are reeling from the amputation, they are not just surviving, they are thriving. Geminis are the most adaptable sign in the zodiac. They don't stay broken, they evolve, and they do it with startling speed. Don't be surprised to see them a few weeks later, laughing at a party, glowing with a new project, looking genuinely, infuriatingly happy, as if you were a footnote in a chapter they've already finished reading. This is the moment of your own replaceability, served to you on a silver platter. And here's the final, most sophisticated cruelty. They might even be nice to you. If you run into them at a mutual friends gathering, they won't make a scene. They will likely offer you a polite, warm smile. They might even say, "Hey, it's good to see you. Hope you're doing well," before seamlessly turning their attention back to a more interesting conversation. Do not be fooled. That friendliness is not forgiveness. That smile is not an invitation. It is a wall, a beautiful, polite, impenetrable boundary. It is the final confirmation that they have emotionally recategorized you. You have been moved from significant to acquaintance, from protagonist to background noise. They can be friendly because you no longer have the power to hurt them. You are, to their heart, a stranger they once knew, which brings us to the ultimate, inescapable conclusion, the final lock on the door. When a Gemini truly leaves, there's no turning back. They are a sign of endless chances, of infinite curiosity, of giving people the benefit of the doubt again and again. They will give you more opportunities than you deserve, but their patience, while vast, is not infinite. And when the final data point is logged that proves you are a bad investment of their energy, the decision is final. The books are closed. The account is settled. There are no second chances. There are no emotional loopholes. There is no winning them back. When they are done, they are done. You don't just lose their attention, their laughter, their brilliant conversation. You lose a force of nature that for a time made your world brighter, faster, and more interesting. You lose the breeze, and you are left to wonder about the storm you foolishly provoked. And karma, their silent business partner, will have a funny way of reminding you, for a long time to come, that some exits are permanent, And some souls, once you lose them, you never, ever get back. If any of this felt familiar, leave your sign in the comments below. I read them all. And if you value this kind of unfiltered truth, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't find it anywhere else.